Hi, I'm Nick Richardson. I'm the head of Physical Performance here at the Adelaide 36ers. So my responsibility is basically to keep our group athletic and healthy and give them the opportunity to perform really well on the weekend and in the game. Typical week for someone in strength and conditioning, we're basically trying to prepare our athletes to fulfill whatever the coaches need in terms of their on-court capabilities. So we're looking to basically chat with the coaches around training loads and making sure that the week looks like appropriate week in order to get the best out of them. Nutrition is obviously very important for our group. A lot of our guys are very clued on as to what they need to put in their body to fuel themselves for a game, but not only just that, but to make sure they're recovering really well, that they're generally healthy, they're lean, that their muscle mass remains, and if they're a developing player, that we really want to make sure they're adding on muscle mass and getting stronger and bigger and more competitive. It's obviously been a challenging couple of years really with COVID. Obviously recently we've had probably 2 or 3 episodes where a couple of players have had COVID and then we've been close contacts, and so we're consistently trying to keep our group as healthy as possible and their training load's high, but they're stuck inside and potentially don't have any access to basically court time and things like that. To adjust for this, what we've tried to do is basically give them a lot of equipment at home, make sure that their programming's kind of set up so they've got the basics at home and they can get as much from a strength perspective done. And some players have been delivered bikes and treadmills and things like that to keep a bit of general load so that they come out as healthy and as robust as they can out of that kind of 7 or 8 day isolation. Workload's a huge part of basketball, and some guys need to be managed appropriately through that process. So some are playing 30+ minutes, twice a week, and those guys don't need to do as much work during the week when we're training, so they might get one other good hit out. So guys like Bairstow and, for example, Sunday Detch, pretty high volume players. Whereas the guys that are playing maybe limited minutes or no minutes at all, we really need to keep training them very hard to make sure their fitness is ready for them to actually have an impact when they do come and play. For the guys that are playing significant playing time, we want to make sure they're recovering really well. There's that extra time away from basketball at times, that they're sleeping and eating really well. Just all the little things around the edges to make them feel a little better and a little bit more ready to perform. So we've got Catapult on board, which help us with GPS, so that provides us with an assessment of their game load, so what every player does in terms of how far they go, how intense they are, how many jumps they do and how many changes of direction. So we get a really good feel for what a player does on court. In the training week, we use that data to try and then manage how much they need to do. It's just a matter of trying to build that athlete up so that their tolerance becomes greater. And that data just helps us and helps the coaches and what they see back up and allow us to use that little bit of sports science to run our program.